Hello and welcome. Today I have a really fun card to share with you. I am doing a collab with Alicia from Papercraft Secrets. So I challenged Alicia to create a card using her Cricut, and it had to have some flowers because I thought that was easy for me, a frame and sparkle. I can't wait to see what she creates. Let's head to Design Space and see what I can do. So I'm starting out with a new blank canvas here and going down to images here on the left hand side. And I've got a few parameters. So what was it? Flowers. So I can search in two different ways. I can either go to up here to the left to all images and click on flowers, animals, wildlife, nature. Is only 272,000 images, and now we're down to 15,600. So that narrows it just a little. It's giving me trees and everything, so I could probably narrow it down over the top left-hand side here by flowers. The other way, oh, yay, now we're down to 4,100 images. Is I could actually go up to the search bar here and just type in flowers and see what comes up. Another way to narrow it down is to come over to the left-hand column again, and you can check on project type. So I can either narrow it down by 3D, cards, and that is like a card from start to finish, so there'll be flower cards. Also layers. This is another way. So if you just want like a single layer flower, or if you're happy to do multi-cuts, then that's another great way to narrow things down. So I just pretty much come in here and get inspired. If I have a specific idea or a specific flower that I was after, I would actually probably type that in. Now, I have had my eye on this style of flower for a little while, and in particular this group of flowers here. So to access that, I'm just going to click it, drops it down into the little bar down the bottom, and if I wanted to remove it, I can simply click on it again, or I can just add it to my canvas by clicking on the green. The finished sizes here are written on each side of the image, and it's a multi-cut image. I can tell that from over the right hand side here, and I really like actually the way this is done. Next, what I want to do is create like a fake card front here. So I'm going to do that by left clicking on the shapes, and I'm going to get a square. Now I need to unlock the proportions, so I can either do that by left clicking here or up the top here, and then I can just resize by either dragging or typing. So my width is going to be 10.8, and then I've got to enter, and the height is going to be 14 centimeters, which is 4¼ by 5½. I might change the color of this just to make it a bit easier to see. This will just make it easier because I want to add a frame, perhaps some text, but this is also going to give me an idea of how big I want to have my bouquet. So to bring my bouquet to the front, I go up to Arrange, left click, and then Center Front. So one of the parameters was also to add a frame. I'm thinking I might draw one. Not by hand. Let me grab a shape again. Get, how about, that's pretty cool. And I want to make them bigger. I want them both to be the same size, so I'll just drag and highlight both of the images, and then I can enlarge it. Might try a little bit smaller. So I'll just do the same thing again. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to get some text. Now I saw a sentiment in here that I just love the look of, but I want to do it in my own font. Okay, so now I want to change up my font. I have to click on it, left click on the word and come up to the left and then actually have a look through the fonts. I'm going to choose one of the Cricut ones here and I can simply just scroll. I'm thinking something a bit scripty. I'm liking this Haley script, so instead of doing it as a cut, I want to do it as a pen. So just left click on the basic cut operation and drop down to the pen and left click on that. And that is going to write the word instead. I want to change my pen. So I'll left click on the black box up here. And the pen I've got is a glitter gel pen and it is gold. So you can seriously just pick exactly the pen that you've got to use. I want that as a pen as well. And let me see how that looks with the glitter gel and the gold. That looks kind of cool. Now this frame that I've created, this two portions of frame that I created, I want to draw that as well in the gold. So I'm going to do the same thing. I want to change it to the glitter gel gold. And I'll do that for the bottom one too. Down to pen, glitter gel gold. To highlight both those words just to get my sizing right. Can just drag and drop it where I like. All right, so now I do want to save my project along the way. And I'm going to call this one Live, Love, Sparkle Floral Bouquet Card. So that these print out and cut exactly as they are intended, I just highlight the whole amount and then come down to the bottom right hand corner and attach. And now we're going to make it. So I just want to make sure that I've got a big enough piece of cardstock on my standard mat. And this tells me that I want to have a pen and a basic cut. So we can click on continue. And I've got the heavy cardstock saved as one of my favorites. So I'm going to click on that. The pressure, I always like to add more. And I've got to load my gold pen in clamp A. sparkle. Alright. And next I'm just going to do all of my basic cuts. So after I'd done all the cutting, it's time to assemble my card. So this is the fun bit. I've got all the different layers here. I did have to come in, some of these cuts were very intricate, so the cardstock that I used was probably not the best choice. It was the basil cardstock, so it has that texture in it, and in retrospect I probably would have used a different one, but I just wanted to use these colors, so to get around that I did adjust the heavy cardstock but made it to default pressure, and that made such a difference with the cutting. I did have to come and trim a few little pieces around. It's not perfect, but overall I think it worked out really well. Each of these layers, I'm not used to assembling a floral bouquet like this. It's really cleverly done because basically you work from the base layer up, and some of the colors are left as a negative space and they show through. It's a lot of fun, and it would be really nice done even larger, I think. I did change up the colors here just to suit me because I love pink and I love orange together. Even though I think the colors that were used in the original image were awesome, I just wanted to kind of make it my own a little bit. I used a liquid glue and my tweezers, and that just gave me some wiggle room to kind of make sure that they were lined up properly before the adhesive set. So here's my next dilemma. I wasn't that keen on the gold, and then I remembered that I had a pink glitter gel pen that was also sparkly, and I've got a 1mm gel black and a 0.4 black pen as well. So it was really easy. All I did was go back into the design space and redo that first actual page of my design and just changed up the colors for the pens. It took just a couple of minutes. So what do you think? Do you think I should have stuck with the gold, or do you prefer the black and the pink, which is the one that I chose? So I used my ATG adhesive just to adhere the panel that I'd cut onto the front of my top fold card, and then I did want to pop up these flowers but cut the edges off, and I just thought it was easier if I held it in place to cut away the edges first. I like to do this just by tipping my card over and cutting from the back, and this is such, like, it's 4 layers of cardstock. If I had had it popped up and tried to cut it away, I just had this fear that I might have cut it on an angle. So this seemed easier for me, but you can do whatever works for you. Paper trimmer would work really well too. So I have used just some foam squares to pop this up on the front of my card, and also added some gems. So did I meet the challenge? Let me think. I made a card using the Cricut. I added flowers, a frame, and sparkle. And I added sparkle in 2 different ways. A couple of sneaky ones, just in case you hadn't noticed. Now, you know I like bright cards, so I really like how this card turned out. I will link my blog as well as Alicia's in the description below. Be lovely if you can pop over and say good day, and also see what she creates. She is such a wonderful card maker. I look forward to seeing you back here again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.